Please subscribe.
In the event that there's a significant deficiency with the pristine 2020 Subaru Legacy, it's that it doesn't promptly resemble a fresh out of the plastic new vehicle. Indeed, even all tarted up in extend-beating XT touring appearance, the new Legacy does not have the out-and-out freshness and check intrigue of contenders like the Honda Accord, Mazda 6 or Nissan Altima. That is to say, have you seen the new Hyundai Sonata? Be that as it may, invest some energy with the 2020 Legacy and you'll locate various considerable upgrades to an effectively strong contender, in regions that truly matter. From its consistent ride to its agreeable inside to its abundance of lodge tech and security frameworks, this is Subaru's most aggressive and top-notch Legacy by a long distance. The new Legacy doesn't look helpful, it's simply kind of mysterious. In any case, saying this doesn't imply that there aren't some slick subtleties. I like the brushed metal mirror tops on my completely stacked touring analyzer, and the manner in which the chrome strip around the side windows bends onto the side mirrors. The headlamp lodgings are more adopted than previously, with standard LED principal bars and running lights on all models. The body sides themselves are somewhat plain, yet the Legacy has a decent position on its discretionary 18-inch wheels. 17s are standard, and the back sash is straightforward and clean, with double fumes pipes just unmistakable on XT, turbocharged, models. Under its new skin, the Legacy rides on Subaru's new worldwide stage, similar bones that support the Ascent, Forester, Impreza and Outback. All things considered, the 2020 Legacy is almost indistinguishable from its antecedent in size, with just 1.5 extra crawls of length. The Legacy probably won't be a captive to form, however this traditionalist structure approach has brought about bunches of room for travelers. Without a vigorously raked rooftop or drastically calculated beltline, the Legacy feels completely tremendous inside, with a huge amount of glass region and flimsy columns bringing about a telling perspective on the world outside. A 6-foot-tall driver can put the front seat in their optimal driving position while a likewise estimated traveler rides easily in the back. What's more, with 15.1 cubic feet of trunk space, the Legacy offers a lot of space for a bunch of bags, with the special reward of a bigger gap than before for simple stacking. Strangely, it's inside the Legacy where Subaru appears to have utilized some structure muscle. I love the caramel-hued Napa calfskin on my touring analyzer, particularly the manner in which it's utilized in huge swaths on the dashboard. Generally speaking, the Lodge is liberally styled yet bounty practical, with profound entryway pockets that can suit enormous water bottles. The conspicuous highlight of the Legacy's Lodge is Subaru's 11.6-inch representation situated Starlink sight and sound presentation. It's standard on everything except the base Legacy, that trim managing with the littler, 7-inch touchscreen set over a plan of physical catches for the vehicle's atmosphere controls. On every other model, the immense touchscreen is the place you'll get to pretty much everything, with a couple of bits of switchgear and handles for things like sound volume, tuning and temperature. First observed on the 2020 Outback, this Starlink screen is basically partitioned into 3 areas, with the biggest, center territory gave to most of infotainment capacities. Over that, you'll get 2 readouts for things like surrounding climate, traffic or vehicle data. At the base, you'll discover the atmosphere controls. The entire interface is exceptionally easy to work through after a short learning period, with snappy reactions to inputs and a by and large basic menu structure. Inserted route is accessible on higher trim levels and standard on the Legacy Touring, however it's fueled by TomTom and comes up short on the high goals maps befitting such a huge screen. Fortunately, every 2020 Legacy comes standard with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and I'd exceptionally prescribe adhering to those interfaces for your route understanding. There's another turbocharged motor alternative for the 2020 Legacy, supplanting the old 3.6-liter Level 6 from a year ago's vehicle. It's the equivalent 2.4-liter turbocharged 4-chamber you'll discover in the Ascent and Outback, creating 260 strength and 277 pound-feet of torque, made it to a ceaselessly factored transmission and standard all-wheel drive. Not exclusively is this motor more dominant than the active H6 engine, it's increasingly productive, as well. Subaru evaluations efficiency appraisals of 24 miles for each gallon city, 32 miles per gallon interstate and 27 miles per gallon joint for these XT models, all of which speak to 4 mile per gallon increases over the old 6-chamber. This turbo motor doesn't actually transform the Legacy into a game vehicle, however along California's Highway 33 traveling north from Ojai, I discover this power plant adds observable punch to the Legacy's progression, with a lot of low-end and mid-range control. Sadly, the Legacy XT shows a similar kind of forceful throttle tip-in we've encountered in our long-haul 2019 Subaru Ascent, which means there's a bizarre burst of intensity right off the line that blurs away as you get speed. It takes a touch of becoming accustomed to, yet positively isn't a major issue. Joyfully, XT models likewise accompany paddle shifters so you can compel the transmission into holding its recreated gears for longer measures of time to smooth these power tops out. Non-XT models utilize the equivalent normally suction 2.5-liter H4 you'll discover in the Forester and Outback, with 182 pull and 176 pound-feet of torque. The CVT AWD mix is again standard on these turbo-less models, with decent efficiency evaluations of 27 miles per gallon city, 35 miles per gallon roadway and 30 miles per gallon consolidated. Each Legacy utilizes a similar suspension and directing arrangement, so they're powerfully comparative. The XTs simply have more punch. There's another sport trim for 2020, yet don't give the name a chance to trick you. Accessible only with the 2.5-liter motor, there are no case changes at all, simply some style overhauls and game drive modes that somewhat adjust the throttle and transmission mapping. Extremely, simply go for the sport trim in the event that you need a deckled spoiler and model explicit, dark completion, 18-inch wheels. Following a day of driving the 2020 Legacy through Southern California, my greatest takeaway is the means by which very much arranged the frame is. You'll feel asphalt flaws, however they don't jar you around. Through downtown areas and on the parkway, the Legacy is very agreeable, from its supple ride to its comfortable front seats. Hit a twisty byway and you'll notice move in the suspension and ambiguity to the controlling, yet once more, this isn't a games vehicle. In case you're searching for the driver's vehicle of the fair size class, I'd sooner suggest a Honda Accord 2.0T or Mazda 6 Signature, the two of which do not have all-wheel drive yet feel lighter on their feet with more elevated levels of driver commitment. Rather, I could without much of a stretch see gobbling up several miles one after another in the driver's seat of a Legacy. That this vehicle is additionally especially common side at throughway speeds just adds to that splendidly charming vibe. Additionally, every Legacy comes standard with Subaru's EyeSight driver help innovation, with versatile voyage control, path keep help with the path focusing capacity, person on foot identification, and that's just the beginning. The path-focusing tech has been refreshed to now pursue a lead vehicle instead of ping-ponging you toward the center of the path, and it works a treat along California's clogged 101 freeway. Other driver help frameworks, including vulnerable side checking, path change help and back cross-traffic alarm are accessible as choices, and standard on the best-in-class touring. 2020 Subaru Legacy evaluating ranges from $22,745 for a base model to $35,895 for a stack touring XT, barring $900 for gold. That puts the Legacy, worked in Lafayette, Indiana, in accordance with essentially every other medium-sized vehicle. However, it's obviously significant that Subaru's Contender is the just one to come standard with all-wheel drive. It's a well-known fact the 7th-age Legacy lands when an expanding number of purchasers are dumping vehicles and venturing up to progressively useful hybrids and SUVs. Also, in case you're one of those individuals, definitely, Subaru will cheerfully prescribe that you get a shiny new Forester or Outback. In any case, similarly as moderate-sized vehicles are concerned, the 2020 Subaru Legacy positions itself as an unbelievably balanced offering, pressing a huge amount of tech and heaps of traveler space into a generally reasonable bundle. It may need style, however it's overflowing with substance,